Hey guys, it's Talia Trevere here with another art stream. Happy New Year! I hope your 2024 has, you know, come off to a good start so far. So, last art stream, we kind of finished up this piece that I'd been working on. So today, I wanted to get started on doing a little bit of animation, or at the very least, rigging. Initially, I'd been thinking of just doing something super simple, like for instance, just taking like each of these hair pieces and just kind of like rotating them as they like sway with the wind. But I figured if I'm going to be importing this into Live2D, I might as well do something a little bit more sophisticated. It's still not going to be anything too crazy. Like for instance, this ponytail is all just one layer, so I can't really like move pieces separately from each other or anything like that. It's going to be hopefully relatively simple and straightforward. The other thing I'd been thinking in terms of making things really fancy is doing like some wind physics, basically, to have all of these different parts kind of sway and bounce with like a wind parameter. But again, I think I'm just going to try to keep things relatively simple. So just kind of just have like one simple parameter and have that, well, for each like animated part, and just have it kind of go back and forth and ultimately just create a little like looping GIF. So honestly, I don't have a lot of experience with Live2D, especially I just upgraded to the latest version, so I don't know what its new features are. But, hopefully I can remember a little bit from working on my model. I guess let's maybe get started with the eyes, because that's probably the most similar to a workflow that I actually already know. I did make some changes from the original illustration. So for instance, I turned the two eyes into separate layers. And I actually also added this whites layer for each of them. So as you can see, this image doesn't really have like the whites of the eyes visible. It's just kind of skin tone. But I did make a layer for it. It's currently at 0 opacity. But if I set it to 100, you can actually see that. And I am actually going to keep it invisible, but I'm basically going to use it as a mask when I animate the eye blinking. I'm going to leave it off for now, but we'll come back to it later. Let's just start with the eyelashes. So I'm just going to make these invisible for now. Or no, let's keep them visible for the time being. Let's, I guess, start with this one. Should I just do auto? I do heavy deformation. It's probably good enough. This is going to be really small. Let's try it and see what happens. Okay. So I have an eyes open parameter already set up. I'm just going to do that. And then for eyes closed, I'm probably going to do this with the path tool. So for the closed eyes, basically going to just yeah, you can kind of see to have that what's it? This mesh does not look good. So let's do that manually. So let's take this and let's give it a mesh. Oops. One second. Just adjust my screen angle real quick. Oh, crap. Oh no, are we doing the thing where, okay, let's just try this really carefully. Uh, is that maybe going to be okay? It might be nice to have a little bit more in the middle there somewhere, but let's try that. That should hopefully be better. Uh-oh, what did I do? All right, let's give that a try. There we go. That seems to look better. So if I turn off that eye there, then basically for the eye open and close, we have something like that. That actually looks quite good. Let's maybe make it a little bit more detailed. Oh, oops. Do this. Maybe like that. Hmm. That's pretty good, I think. We can always adjust it later. So now let's do the same thing for the other one. All right. Let's actually maybe see what this looks like with the whites. So we basically want it to go down to the bottom of this, more or less. Maybe not completely, but that is actually pretty reasonable. Maybe this one should go a little bit lower. Just move the entire thing down a little bit. I know, I think it interacts a little bit weirdly with the edge of the face here. I think that's kind of better. Maybe it could go down even more. That should do. All right. Now, the way that this whole whites thing works is that I'm going to take these and I'm going to clip the irises to them. So basically, now if I modify these whites, you can see that it actually works as a mask for the iris. So the way this is going to work, I think for these it might be okay to just do default mesh. Let's try it. Let's do heavy maybe. Let's try it. Okay. So for these, we're also going to give them the same keyframes. And then on this keyframe, on the closed one, we're just gonna kind of move everything. Let's see, how should we do this? We can maybe start by just flattening everything like this. Yeah, I think we're gonna need to fix these. We might need to fix the mesh there, but the basic idea is that it does something like that. Except that actually looks kind of awful. The annoying thing is that even if I fix this shape, there's going to be a little bit left here. And this worked fine for my model because the eyelash layer was more opaque, so it fully covered everything underneath it. But in this case, it's going to be really, really kind of translucent. And so you can actually see the stuff underneath, which is a problem. Yeah, I think I'm going to give this a custom mesh, and I'm going to just try to make it really detailed. Oh, it's so hard to see though, because it's white. It's really hard to see what the actual edge of the object is. I might regret doing this later, but we'll try. I feel like this is going to end up being very complicated. Something like that, maybe? Just give it a great big ol' mesh. Except all of these vertices are going to collide with each other, and it's going to be really messy. Maybe I should have just done the outside detailed and then left the inside relatively empty. Like that, I guess. Let's try that. Let's maybe also just give it the path deformer. Let's do the 3.1 like before. Just so that we can pull it like this and make it kind of conform to the right shape. Okay, that's not looking terrible. Again, there's the fact that the white part is not actually going to be visible, right? It's just going to be the iris. So if we take this whites layer and remove the opacity again, we end up with something like this. Oh, god damn it. I hate how you have to set it per keyframe. That's annoying, but we can fix that. So you basically end up with this. So you do get to still see some of this eye here. Maybe I can just, what if I just keyframe its opacity? Can I just add a keyframe at the current position, please? Okay, add a keyframe there, and then add one here with 0 opacity maybe. I feel like that didn't work. Oh, because, oops, forgot to add one there. Okay. It looks a little bit weird, but you're not really going to see it because first of all, the blink animation will be pretty fast. And second of all, when it's zoomed out, this is actually going to be quite small. So actually, if I go into physics settings, I don't know if you're not actually going to be able to see the window. Hang on. Let me just take a look at it in the physics settings real quick. Yeah, it looks fine there. If I end up doing more in the physics window, I might try to make it visible for you guys too, but I think for now, let's just move on. Okay, yeah, I think that was pretty successful. Let's try to do the same thing with this one now. Start with the, actually I can, where's the thing to just show the one layer? Oops, no, that's not what I want to do. Focus on selected element? No, that's only available in the Pro version apparently. Okay, I don't know how to show just the one layer, although I can just turn everything else off. Okay. Now let's try to do this the same way as the previous one. Where I just make it really detailed around the edge here. And then leave the inside pretty much blank. So I guess like that. And we'll also give it the path deformer. Okay, and now we take this and give it the keyframes. Oops. Wait, why is it not showing the right thing? Huh. I think I messed something up, so now it only shows the box when I hit control, which honestly, I'm fine with that. I think that works. Oh, because I'm in the wrong tool. Ugh, all right. Uh-oh, I can't access this one. I want that, thank you. All right, so that's how it looks on the other eye. Let's get rid of that opacity, and then let's do the opacity fix for this one. Wait. Oh, I keep forgetting to do opacity on both keyframes. I know there's a way to edit for all keyframes. I think it's, you have to like right click and do something. Or maybe it was in here somewhere. Multiple keys editing. I think if you click that, you can change the opacity for all keyframes. But anyway, this is what my blink now looks like. Not sure I really love how that looks, but it's not bad. I feel like this right eye should still be lower when it's closed. Yeah, that's better. The whites as well. There we go. I don't forget to save all that. Okay, so that's one animation done. Let's see, what else? What should we do next? So I have parameters set up for the ghost and the cattail. Let's do the ghost. I think that'll be fun. Okay, so we have this ghost. What even happens if I try to give it an automatic mesh? Oh, that's not terrible. Give it heavy deformation. That actually looks pretty good to start out with. Let's see. Now, how do I want this to work? I think I'm mostly just going to give it a path and see what happens when I mess with that. So like, for instance, if I try to do something like that, we can move the ghost like that. I think I'm going to end up putting in more keyframes on this, but for now, let's do something like that. This is getting a little bit janky over here, these lines. Oh, yeah, we definitely need to fix that. Let's put it back on its original. And then let's take this and let's fix this part. Oops, not that. All right. I don't know, how can we make this work? Oops. Maybe sort of like that. The rest of it probably looks okay. Let's try that. It still gets kind of wonky in here. What's going on there? I mean, I can just fix that manually, to be honest. Oops, no, not that. Where's the other? Yeah, this tool. Wait, what? Uh-oh. Did I undo everything that I did with the... Oh, god damn it. All right, well, let's do that again, I guess. I'll just take out this entire side. Uh-oh. Is my connection okay? Okay. Yeah. OBS says that I have reconnected. Sweet. Nope. Don't do that, please. Okay, let's start putting in some of these parts that we got rid of. Sure, why not? Let's put another one in the middle here. Like that. Just add some more connections in places to make it match the form of the ghost better. All right, that should maybe be okay. Let's see what happens if I do that. I'm going to save that. It's a little bit wonky looking, but again, I don't know how visible the wonkiness is going to be really. Like you can see that this line isn't really straight, but it's not horrible. This I feel like needs some more detail. I can try just tweaking individual vertices a little bit. Oh God, what the hell is going on down here? Let's just try to straighten that out a little bit. It's still kind of gross, but I think that will be okay. Though, to be honest, I should probably actually finish my motion before I get into all these details. So let's see if we go this way, then for the other one, we can go kind of the other way, maybe. Do something like that. Let's add some more detail on this path, though. They should actually be out more this way. So I don't want the ghost's face to like go off screen. Hmm. It's just kind of a matter of tweaking the motion until it moves the way that I want it to. Open it up in the physics settings. Here, let me try. Can I show? Okay, well here's the physics window. So if I make it play things, then hopefully you can. Oh, did I stop it? Okay. Why is it not doing its thing? Come on. Oh, here we go. There. So you can kind of see what happens when it like randomizes. Well, not exactly randomizes, but just kind of cycles through the motion. That actually kind of looks better than I expected. I kind of like that. I feel like on this ghost going up, it goes a little bit too much. Like I want it to move kind of more subtly rather than just kind of jumping around all over the place. So maybe I'll tone that down a little bit. Oops. Okay, whoops. Here we go. So Here, maybe I can just, well, it's fine. Okay, I'll check the physics settings again, see how it looks in the preview. Okay, cool. It's looking pretty nice. I guess let's do one on the 16 here too. And I kind of want to try just lowering this part a little bit. So if we do this, maybe just kind of like that. No, that doesn't look good. Let me actually try to fix some of this weirdness first. Oh gosh, this looks awful. I think I might need to fix this deformer here, or not the deformer, sorry, the mesh. Honestly, I think just bringing it in to be closer to the lines might help, but also maybe adding some detail. So let's just put in some more points around here. Is this going to be good enough? Let me fix this one while I'm at it. All right, let's see if that helps. And it still looks wonky, but we might be able to fix it. That's much better. All right, how's that? All right, let me take a look at it in the physics settings again. Sorry that it's kind of annoying to switch between them. Again, I feel like this ghost movement is just a little bit too much. Let me try to reel it in a little bit. Let's take a look at the preview again. I kind of want the ghost itself to go a little bit lower. Let's add another to here. Let's just make this guy go a little bit like that, maybe. All right, I'm going to do the preview again. It's pretty good, I think. Although there's definitely a little bit of weirdness going on here. Try to fix that a little bit. This looks hard. It's tricky. It's mostly just kind of a lot of fiddling, especially with this particular kind of movement where it's very like abstract. I think it's easier with like the eye blink when it's like you know exactly how the eyes are supposed to move, whereas this incorporeal ghost just kind of moves however. And then there's the fact of trying to keep these lines straight. It's never going to be completely perfect. I think it would help if I had better a better mesh, but that is also difficult to do because I don't want to spend hours just making a mesh vertex by vertex. I feel like that's not going to be very productive. All right, honestly, I think I'm pretty happy with the way this looks. Although I feel like there's too much motion over here. Like I want this part to stay relatively stable while there's more motion the more up the ghost you go. So let me see if I can do something about that. Where's ghost? Modify this again. Oops. No. Yep. Sort of like that. And just kind of keep that stable. Or at least a little bit more stable. Maybe even a little bit more. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I might go back and tweak that more later, but for now, let's move on to the next order of business, which I guess is the cattail. This one I'm not entirely sure how to do because there's, I'm thinking back to kind of how I animated my hair, and that was kind of in two stages. So there was kind of the big primary motion, and then towards the end, there's more like secondary motion. So it might be nice to do something like that with the cat, where there's like the tail movement and then the tip can flick separately. But again, I want to keep things relatively simple because this stuff can get extremely complicated extremely quickly. What happens if I auto this? Oh, wow, that's actually, I think that's a good auto. I think it'll do. I might actually change this to, oops. Edit its parameters to go from -1 instead of 0 to 1, just so we can move the tail back a little bit too. Not that the numbers really mean anything, they're just very arbitrary. But let's try this. So I think, again, I'm mostly going to be using the path deformer. I'm going to start it like here so that we don't mess with the base of the tail too much. So like when we bring the tail back, let's start with maybe just 2. So we start by bringing the tail back a little bit. Oh, okay, no, we don't want that. Actually want to keep this stable. So now if I don't ever move this, the tail should be relatively okay. So cat tail movement looks roughly like that. Oh, I think that's good. And now let's just take something maybe here, add another keyframe, and then add a tail flick at the end there. So for that, I think I'm just going to keep just doing path tool. And at the very end, oh God, that's going to look awful, isn't it? Yeah, I don't know about that. Let's increase these others as well. All right, I'm gonna do the preview again, which you guys won't be able to see because it opens in a separate window. That actually looks pretty good, I think. The only issue is that the cat's tail kind of gets elongated a little bit. So let's fix that. So maybe Okay, that's pretty good. It's still kind of elongating, maybe like that. Okay, I think that's pretty good. I think we can also bring the tail back a little bit more in this one. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. All right, let's see. So that's all of that. Then the other things I have are the plants and hair. I think, how do I want to do that? So they are all kind of linked to each other because they're all, like, unlike the other parts that are driven kind of by themselves, these are kind of driven by the wind. So maybe I can just make a wind parameter and have them all tied to that. Let's try that. Yeah, I guess let's have it -30 to 30. Sure, why not? So let's see. How do we want that to work? I guess we can just do the hair one piece at a time. I feel like this would be maybe better with physics, but I just don't want to get too carried away. I want to keep things relatively simple. So let's just keep doing the basic path version. Oh wait, before we do that, let's actually give this a mesh. Yeah, I think that'll do. So in the negative, it can go kind of like this. I feel like it's getting a little bit shorter as it goes there. Or not. Maybe it's okay. And then on the positive, it goes towards this side. Yeah, that'll do. The tricky thing here is how this interacts with my face. So I could potentially have it just go like overlap my face like that or something. Or I could have it like go behind the face. But I think having it kind of stick to the face like that is okay. So, little hair. Okay, sure, let's do it. Let's give this one a thing like that, just to kind of follow its shape. I don't like how that looks. Okay. That'll do, I think. Next hair. The automatic meshes have actually been going pretty well for me so far. Let's maybe give this like a, kind of keep the top of it a little bit more stable. No, that's too much. And then I kind of want this one to go more more to this side. All right, there's that one. Oops. And I kind of want this one to not move as much as the other one. So it goes more like, I think this one's getting a little bit elongated. So let's, nice. Let's leave the ponytail for now. Let's do the plants. I'm not sure how the deformers on these are going to work, because these aren't very straight, but let's try that. So these are actually coming from way up above, so maybe I can do something like this. Lots of stuff to detail, yeah. Maybe make it go all the way out here. Oh no, that was on the wrong keyframe. This keyframe. So maybe I could do that. And it's like kind of being deformed weirdly when that happens. Again, because this isn't really like, I'm deforming it in a straight line, but it's not a straight object. So I think that's why it's doing weird things. But honestly, it's not that big of a deal. Oh, I think I also did end up elongating it a little bit. Yeah, now it looks like it really shortens as it goes to the end there. But you know what? Maybe that's okay. Maybe I can also just actually move it. Because like these plants are actually hanging from way up here. There's actually more motion going on up here that you don't see at the bottom. Oh, I really don't like how it deforms like that. It's so weird. But I kind of don't want to to do anything else to it. Again, I'm trying to not make this more complicated than it has to be, because it is a very complicated process. You know what? Maybe I should actually make these standard instead of heavy. Maybe that would help. Again, just give it a thing from up there. That kind of looks okay. I'm going to try doing it in the preview window. See what it looks like there. Yeah, that looks really weird the way that this moves. Yeah, maybe just leaving it like that instead would be better. All right, let's try doing the third one. This one, I feel like it doesn't make any sense to use the path deformer because it is just like two leaves. There isn't really any path here, so let's just like move and rotate it a little bit. What if we do that? Maybe on this end it should just be like off the screen. Oops. Yeah, that makes sense. Let me preview it again. Okay, in the preview, they're definitely kind of bouncing around real fast, but I think that's just because the preview speed is very fast. I don't know, I think maybe I overdid it a little bit with the plant motion. It's a little bit intense. Like if you compare the way the hair just kind of gently sways versus the way these plants are swinging back and forth, it's a little much. Yeah, let's fix that. You know what? I think I'm gonna undo it all. Just can I clear the? There we go. Oh, that deleted the whole plant. No, I wanted to delete the keyframes. Can I delete all of them? Oh, come on, please. Live2D, work with me here. Can I just clear? here. Oh, wait, I think I can select all of the, there we go. This is how you do it. There we go. Okay. Plants take 2. Okay. Just a little bit, not too much. Why does this look so weird? Maybe I should just do all of these with just, can I just get rid of this path? Let's just, I mean, I could do like warp deformers, but I feel like with this should be relatively simple. Just like move and rotate them a little bit. Okay, I can do at least like the kind of primary motion like this, and then I can go back in and add some secondary motion with that, either with the path deformer or just pushing things around. This is the one that's like a long, kind of like a long stalk, so this one might actually be good with the path tool. But for now, let's get rid of it. This one I feel like should maybe move more just because it's so long. Okay. Right. I think this is going better this time. Oops. Does that look okay, maybe? This middle one still looks a little bit funky. Okay, that's all right. All right. Should I guess try the ponytail now? Oh dear, what am I going to do with that? First deform, or why do I keep getting my terms mixed up? First mesh it. Oh, because the mesh talks about deformation. That's why I keep getting it mixed up. Okay, so there's that. Let's start with just rotating it a little bit. I can like set. I think there was a way to set a rotation anchor, but I'm not sure how to do that. I could use a rotation deformer, but I don't know what. I don't know if that's really worth it. GTA 6, I have no idea what you mean. Mm-mm. Thanks. All right, let's see how that looks. Honestly, I kind of feel like the ponytail shouldn't move too much because this is like kind of a relatively gentle breeze. And that's a lot of hair. So it should be pretty heavy. So it should just not really move a whole lot in this context. Mm. So kind of like that, I guess. That already seems like a little bit too much. No, I don't like that. Yeah, I think this one is excessive. Just a tiny little bit of movement. That's maybe too little. There, pretty good. Oops. Here, let me try to show you guys the physics preview. All right, you guys see that? This is what happens when it moves randomly. That's nice. What? I guess the ghost is just moving very, very slowly. But apart from that, it's pretty good. I was going to add some more like secondary movement to the ends of the hair and stuff, but honestly, I don't know if I even really need it. I think it looks nice the way it is. I'll put a little bit, but I'm actually surprisingly happy with how it's looking so far. All right. Okay. Water break though. I've been at this for a while. Oh, oops. Let me fix the window. Okay, there, we're back. Okay. Let's go with this hair a little bit. I guess let's just add another keyframe to it for that. And do sort of like that. Oops. I keep using the wrong tool. So what if I do that? Yeah, it looks nice. Let's just add that keyframe to all of the others as well. I don't know if there's really any point in doing it on this one. I guess we might as well. I've already started this. I wish there was a way to like snap to a time. Maybe there is and I just don't know about it. I don't like the way that overlaps with my mouth there. All right, and then let's do a little bit of that on the other side as well. Let's make it also on 16, just for symmetry. This one, for the little one, I think is unnecessary. Even for my perfectionist tendencies, that's excessive. Okay, that looks good. Let me preview it real quick. Oh, they all look good except for that last one. Hmm. Like this one should have more movement on here as well. Mm. Again, I don't really like when it intersects with the math. Honestly, I think that looks okay. Let me try previewing it again. Yeah, that looks fine. Do I want to do it with the plants? I guess so. This is going to be difficult because the path deform tool doesn't really work as well on the plants, but I can try. Thank you, Guido Man. Let's see, how do we do this? It's tricky because there's like not. It would have been more doable if this was like in multiple pieces, for instance. If like these leaves were on separate layers that I could move relative to each other. But as it is, it's a little bit complicated. I could try to give it a warp deformer and try to adjust it like that. But I think like if I were to try to bend this shape, like the leaves would get deformed as well. So it's tricky. So like for instance, if I try to do this, what happens? That actually works surprisingly well. Like you can see this leaf is getting squashed a little bit. And if I do this, then like these leaves here are getting really stretched. But it's actually not as bad as I was expecting, to be honest. I might do that actually. Let's do that. Huh. That works more than I expected it to. That didn't really do anything. I think I just need to move just this edge. And then for the third plant, I mean, you don't really see much of it. I think I'll not bother doing this with the third plant. But for these, let's deform them. It's looking a little bit weird. Maybe it did too much. That's okay, I think. All right, I'm going to try the preview again. Wow. Preview of those plants looks surprisingly good. All right. Then let's see. I want to see if maybe I can do something with the ponytail. All right. In this case, it's obviously not a straight path, so using the path deformer would make sense. A warp deformer might help in this case, but I think I might just do this. Just kind of push things around by themselves. So what if I do it like this? Oh, that doesn't look good. Okay, I'm gonna undo all that. Maybe I should try with a path deformer. What if I just put it like around the edge or something? Maybe just do like that. Does that work? Kinda, not really. So like this piece, for instance, doesn't really move relative to the rest of this, but obviously if I wanted it to actually move relative to everything else, you would really have to put it on a separate layer, which, you know, again, I'm trying to keep things relatively simple and sane around here and not get too carried away. Although I've already been rigging for like 2 hours for this very supposedly simple piece. Well, let's try the path deformer technique for the other side and see if that, oops. See if that helps there. Not really. I don't like how that looks at all. Maybe I don't need that on the ponytail. Because again, I'm expecting the ponytail to be kind of heavier and not flow and move as much as the other hair does. Except for these like end pieces, it would be really nice to make those move a little bit. But I'm not entirely sure how to accomplish that. Just take like a, maybe like that. I feel like the in-between keyframes aren't helping there though. That did help a little bit, I think. I'm gonna try, I wonder if I can just put one right here and try to just adjust, oh, wrong tool. Adjust this a little bit. Well, it did obviously end up moving other parts, but it still looks okay though. Oh, wrong keyframe. Oh God. Yeah, I think that actually works. All right, I'm actually really liking how this looks so far. I think this honestly might be done. Um, well, okay, there's a lot of weirdness in the ghost that I would maybe like to fix, but I mean, I can do that off stream. Let me show you guys the preview. All right, hopefully you guys can see that. So if I do this, this will just like randomly move everything. So like you can see how the leaves are moving. It was surprisingly pretty nice. You can see the ghost movement. It's still maybe a little bit too much, but that's also because this pattern just like randomizes the movement, and I think it's just making the ghost move a little bit too fast. If I make the ghost move more slowly, I think it'll be better. There's the hair movement, which I think works surprisingly well, and you can see the kind of blinking as well. And then finally, there's a little cattail movement. A little flick at the end. I don't like how that flick looks. It feels like the tail is changing length at some point in there. It's like getting a little bit too stretched out and distorted. I might go back and just try to fiddle with that off stream though. Overall, I'm actually like surprisingly happy with how this worked. Oh, whoops. Let me get you back to the right window. Okay, sorry. Yeah, cool. Can I fix this ghost? That's the thing that's really bothering me. I think to fix the ghost, I would need to fix its deformer. Oh my, why do I keep saying deformer when I mean the mesh? Not auto, no. Let me just, for a start, try making these closer to the line, just so they're a little bit easier to control. There's a fine art to these meshes, and I know very little about it, so this is all just kind of trial and error here. I just kind of try to make it match the image as well as I can, and hope that it works. I don't like what's going on here. Maybe I can just add something here or something. Move these in closer too. All right, hopefully that's okay. All right, I think any further tweaks will probably be off stream. That's probably good enough for now. Yeah, overall, really happy with how this is looking so far. I think I'm gonna call it a night for now. And next time I do an art stream, whenever that is, I'm going to take this and turn it into an actual animated GIF. Hopefully that should be pretty simple now that I have all of this like setup done, basically. But I've never actually done that before in Live2D, so I'm going to be figuring it out as I go. That should be exciting. I don't know yet when that'll happen, but hopefully at some point in the relatively near future. All right. Well, thank you for coming. I hope you enjoyed watching me fiddle around with all of these little details and stuff. It's definitely a complicated process, but yeah, I am actually kind of surprised at how well it turned out. Um, yeah, I guess I'll see you guys next time, whether that be for another art stream or for this week's game streams, which are going to be If on a Winter's Night for Travelers, which should be an interesting game. So I look forward to that and hopefully see you for that tomorrow. Bye.